My name is Bart Grossman, and I live at 719 Madison Street. I'd like to speak on behalf of the Charter Committee. Chair Wallace is currently out of town and asked me to represent the committee this evening. We don't currently have a vice chair, so I'm filling in. I won't speak to the sections having to do with the compensation for the council. I think we're all very clearly in support of that, and also the idea of setting the time of the meeting. Generally, the feeling is that that's inappropriate to have in a charter, and so it should be removed. We did want to speak to the direct election of mayor, noting that the committee hadn't achieved consensus on whether this is a good idea, but that's been extensively discussed, and there's little point in repeating that discussion now. The committee does have some specific concerns about the language of the amendment as it appears, and we want to raise these because it seems to some members at least that it might be very difficult to change these provisions if they are approved by the voters as they currently stand. So I just want to point out three issues, and I don't know if you have the resolution currently in front of you, but there are three items that various members have concern about. On page 3, line 5 through 15, it mandates that an individual can only serve 2 successive terms on the city council and then must take a 2-year break. Likewise, an individual can serve as mayor for 2 terms and then must take a break before running for mayor again. A person who serves as mayor for 2 terms cannot run for council, but a person who has been on council for 2 terms can immediately run for mayor and serve 16 years in the combined office. Some members feel that that's incongruous, that one particular configuration allows 16 years while the other configurations are limited to 8. So we want to point that out. On page 3, line 19 to page 4, line 6, the general law of the state provides in an election with more than 2 candidates, the person who wins should be a person with a plurality. The members of the committee all agreed that this is a bad policy, and we want a mayor in Albany to be elected at least by a majority. There are several ways of achieving a majority, the most common being a runoff election or the employment of some device such as instant runoff voting, which allows for a runoff to actually be held as part of the regular election. Some people feel that that's a preferable system politically and fiscally, but currently the county doesn't have the technology to allow this sort of election. The proposition gets around this problem by allowing the council to decide how the election will be held by passing a city ordinance. The section as it reads is vague as to when in the process this ordinance must be passed, but the concern of the committee, and I think this is a general concern, was more basic. The feeling is that the method of an election should be determined by the voters and not by the group of people who are most likely to consider running for the office. Because politically, one position may be an advantage to one person or another. We felt that the determination of a method of election should be done by charter amendment. Can I make my last point?
No, you've had 3.5 minutes, and that's what we allow for this.
Well,
so
I am speaking on behalf of a committee,
this is open session. It's not on the agenda tonight. So, oh, this one is on our agenda. Excuse me. Yes, but that's fine.
All right, then. I'll be very brief.
You have other members that can come up and speak if they'd like to speak to the same things.
Are you saying that I should be done?
You should be done. No. You may come up and speak for Bart if you like.